What's good? It's your boy Fanon. All right. Just got done watching Canelo Alvarez versus Gennady Golovkin. And like I thought, Canelo Alvarez won the fight. That was my prediction. So after having missed the boat last week with Sean Porter and Danny Garcia, I redeemed myself with the proper prediction for this one. And I got to tell you though, man, God, dog, I am glad I'm not a judge because I'm watching this fight, scoring this fight, and I'm like watching around, listening to the commentators talk. I watched the a stream out of the UK, and I think it was Box Nation, and the guys who were there that were calling the fight were completely in love with Gennady Golovkin. And I thought to myself, like, God, dog, man, what are they watching? What are they watching? Because to me, Canelo Alvarez was winning that fight. And I thought Canelo Alvarez was winning it from not, some of the rounds were close. There were several rounds that were close that could have went either way. But man, I admire judges because, man, it's so subjective. But anyway, before I get into that, but I do want to say that I rocks with Canelo, man. I like Canelo. I'm glad that he won. Now, if he wasn't on computer all last time, I think they killed. If he wasn't, he was tested. He was tested and all that stuff. He looked the same size to me, man. He looked the same size in the fight that he did in the last fight. He looked just as strong. He didn't move as much, right? Because he just kind of walked. He tried to walk Gennady Golovkin down the whole fight, with the exception of just a few minutes where he might have caught his wind or whatever and moved away. But other than that, man, he looked the same. He looked strong. He's just way better boxer than Gennady Golovkin. And I got to tell you, man, I am happy about this outcome of this fight for several reasons. But I am going to be interested in what the reaction of other people have been. I haven't heard it yet. I'm sure that there's going to be people calling robbery. Canelo got robbed. Gennady Golovkin got robbed. I'll check out the post-fight press conference and see what goes on with that. But man, that was not a robbery. I had the fight a little wider than the judges had it. I won't tell you what my score was, but I might have been a little Canelo happy calling the score, but I think it was 115, 113, 115, 113, 114, 114. I swear, I think somebody told me, or the guy that was calling it said that HBO had Canelo Alvarez losing by 4 rounds. I'm like, what? And the funny thing is, it's like the way that Harold Letterman usually calls it. He's usually scoring it for whoever the aggressor is. Whoever's moving forward, landing punches, moving forward is who he scores it for. So to hear that he didn't score it for Canelo Alvarez when Canelo Alvarez was doing just that, had Gennady Golovkin on the back foot all night long. All night long, Canelo Alvarez had Gennady Golovkin moving backwards, just walking him down. Not quite, not quite James Toney level of walk you down, make you miss and counter. Not quite that level of it, but pretty much making a miss. Vicious body shots, good counter shots. Showed a really good chin, but I don't understand. But like I said, man, I don't understand what these HBO guys are doing. But now that this is over, this is why I'm happy. They tried to announce again on the stream that I was watching that Gennady Golovkin should have won his 21st consecutive title defense. That is one of the major reasons why I'm happy Canelo Alvarez got this victory, because now that's out the window. Because he never had 20. I think he had 9. They were counting all those WBA regular titles and acting as if Felix Sturm didn't exist. So that's sweet justice. But on the real, I don't understand what anybody else expected. Now, like I said, I like Canelo Alvarez. I think Canelo Alvarez is a very, very good fighter. He's fought a lot of the best competition in his weight classes. The glaring absence right now, obviously, is him not fighting the Charlos. And that's the fight that I want to see next. I know that's not going to, I have a serious suspicion that that's not going to happen. That there'll be a rematch clause. Not a rematch. I don't know if he gets a rematch clause, but they'll probably do another fight with Gennady Golovkin and Canelo. Be a good payday for Canelo. Good payday for Gennady Golovkin. Canelo Alvarez will whoop him again, but next time he'll whoop him worse, because Canelo Alvarez has shown now that he can box. He can in my opinion, he's outboxed him. He outfought him. And Gennady Golovkin is not going to get any younger, so it's just going to continue. It's just going to be more of the same thing in the next fight. I don't know if there's a rematch clause or not, and how that would affect it. But I'm hopeful that Canelo Alvarez himself would fight Jamal Charlo. If he doesn't rematch Gennady Golovkin, all that other stuff goes out of the window about the other guys that he could fight, whether it's Daniel Jacobs or whether it's the winner of Daniel Jacobs, Deverenchenko, and Billy Joe Saunders and Demetrius Andrade. Whoever win those two fights, man, that's not a bigger money. Neither one of those guys are a bigger money fight than Jamal Charlo is. So I'm certainly hoping that Jamal Charlo stays the course with that being the WBA mandatory. I've had a lot of people come to my comment section on the last video I made before this when I said that needs to be the next thing that he does is fight Jamal Charlo, saying, hey, Jamal Charlo needs to go, the route of going to fight the other champions and all that nonsense. And I'm sorry, no disrespect to the people that said that, but I don't agree with that at all. I think he should stay put right there with the WBC. I think he's the full interim champion or something. Can't remember exactly what his title is, but he needs to stay right there, force Canelo Alvarez to fight him to defend his WBC belt. I'm quite sure that HBO would love to get Canelo Alvarez to fight Jaime Munguia or something else like that. That's right. But, that's not, as a Canelo Alvarez fan, and I got to tell you, man, I not a lot of cats that ride with the LDBC or Canelo Alvarez fans. I think I'm like the only one. But, I mean, I gotta admit it. I like the guy, man. I like how he fights. I like the fact, even though he's got decisions that I full well know and fully believe that he didn't deserve, like Austin Trout, fight against Austin Trout, Iserlandi Lara. I don't think he won either one of those two fights. But man, he has got in the ring with a lot of very, very good fighters. Some of them older, right? But, like us, man, he's just got a lot of good names on his resume at this point in time, man. So I'm at least glad to see that he's given me interest in fights, But now that's all well and good with Gennady Golovkin. He's got a middleweight. He's a two-time. I think now he's a two-time champion at middleweight. I think he had won I thought he was a WBC middleweight champion before. Maybe I'm wrong. I think that might have been who he fought with Cotto for, but he should be the lineal middleweight champion now and a two-time middleweight champion for the WBC. But, now, it's over with now. Now it's time to go ahead and fight Jamal Charlo. So they did not fight. It's a young dude, same age as him. They both know who each other are. And there should be no excuses about that next fight being Jamal Charlo in my book. Now, if there is some reason that he had signed a rematch clause with Gennady Golovkin, I can't imagine why he would do that, seeing as he was the money dude. But if he did that and they try to force a rematch, then, so be it. And on top of it, I know there's going to be a lot of fake, phony outrage about this decision, because I'm sure I just listened to it on my on Skybox. I can imagine what they were saying actually saying on HBO. I bet they just, like I said earlier, I bet they just were saying, okay, Gennady Golovkin won, and I just can't wait to hear what those clowns had to say, man. So I'm sure there'll be a lot of fake, phony outrage about this, demanding Canelo Alvarez rematch him and all that nonsense. I don't care. If he fights him again, he's going to beat him again. You know, he's if they fight, if they have a trilogy, it's just going to be another loss for Gennady Golovkin. Gennady Golovkin's not going to beat Canelo, and it's like I said, I'm a Canelo Alvarez fan, but I'm also a realist, and that is that you damn near got to knock out Canelo Alvarez to get a draw in Vegas. Okay, that's just what it is. I'm not a fan of Canelo Alvarez because of that aspect of it. I'm a Canelo Alvarez because I like to watch the guy fight. I like his combination. I like his ability to slip punches. I mean, man, I like the style. I like his style of fighting. To me, like I said, he's kind of poor man's James Toney when he fights on the inside. But you know, it is what it is, man. He's slick, but this time he wasn't slick. He walked Gennady Golovkin down and he beat him. So anyway, it's time to fight Charlo. It's time to fight Jermall Charlo. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, man. Let's see it happen. And if he can beat Jermall Charlo, then hey, man, he completely silences all the critics. But I will tell you, if he fights Jermall Charlo like he fought Gennady Golovkin today, he'll lose. Because he ain't going to be taking those type of shots from Charlo. Anyway, it is what it is. And with that, I'm out. Peace.